Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Frozen Frontier. We're going to do our check-in with Captain Marshall, also known as Kel Marshall or William Marshall. What does your wife affectionately call you? Out of curiosity. William, okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure it's not Marshy Poo?
No, there's no...
I was going to say Willie.
There's no cutesy stuff. There's just respect between the two of you.
Exactly. No talk about Willie's Willie.
Oh, Big Willie.
Big Willie.
I like that. That's good. So, spending the day locked in this room with this Gnoll, William's got a little bit too much time to think, and keeps running over the battle in his head and how he manages to miss all of these attacks. And you ever hear old people complain about like their knee when it gets cold?
Mm-hmm.
So like the cold is sort of he's really feeling just the general aura of cold. His bones are stiff, and every time he swung his sword, it was just slower than it would have been back home. Just feels like he's really feeling his age.
How old are you?
40.
Yeah.
And the cold's getting to him, and he can start. It's like he can feel all of his old battle wounds again. He can remember where he got stabbed in the leg, where he was slashed in his right arm or whatever, and he's can feel the wound he took fighting the knight that killed his master that knighted him. So he's pretty upset. The first mission hasn't gone that well personally for him, but it was successful for the group, so I think he's trying to just put it behind him.
Okay.
Focus on the job at hand.
Alright, so I think that's a good recap of you. You guys pass the night uneventfully, and in the morning, the Gnoll wakes up. Or as you guys wake up, the Gnoll seems to be awake on some level.
Alright. It's awake. Wake up. I'll wake everyone up.
Okay.
Grimes is
sleeping
I'm probably already awake when you try to wake me up. I tend to do this before people wake up as to not seem too weird. But I am naked with a small mirror out, and I'm like examining all of these strange tattoos in this mirror, and like almost deep contemplation as you go around waking people up.
I think I don't mention it.
Okay.
Sort of acknowledge it and try not to remember what I've seen.
Ferris is probably
Grimes, wake up, you lazy fucker.
Ferris is like probably just kind of using your dagger to carve some words into like a little slat of wood that he has, and just kind of and keeps on doing what he's doing.
Are you carving things in common or in Elven?
Elven.
Okay. Is it important what you're carving?
No, I think he probably writes poetry, to be honest.
Oh, okay. One of these check-ins, we're gonna have to get some Ferris poetry.
All right.
All right. Prepare for next session.
So Grimes finally wakes up after sleeping in. Grimes, we need you to interrogate the Gnoll. It's woke up.
I look off the edge of my bunk. Is the Gnoll on the floor? Have we tied it up?
It's on the floor. It's tied up.
Okay,
but you can see one eye is open and looking around the room.
Morning, bud. It probably slips out in Gnoll as a horrific gurgling in the back of my throat.
Yeah. The Gnoll locks his one good eye on you.
I do I start to slide off the edge of the bed head first, looking like I'm gonna fall, and then I catch myself and tumble onto my feet.
Okay.
And land next to the Gnoll and sort of squat over him. Look at this creature. Ugh, you stink.
He remains quiet, but
is the whole party gathered around?
Yeah, and as you wake up and look around the room, you find Yaromir completely naked, examining himself with a small mirror.
I'd probably pause for a second. Not that the naked man, although I guess to the outside observer, who knows what's in Grimes' head, but he's covered in tattoos, right? This would be the first time that I've seen him in all his glory.
Yeah, and if you're taking a look at him, he's got some weird stuff. He's got this band that goes around his waist that ends in a fish. He's got these tentacles coming up his leg. When you can see his back for a moment, he's got these big shields on his shoulder blades with a tree in between them. There's all sorts of interesting stuff on him.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's it saying, Grimes?
It hadn't said anything. What are we gonna do with you? Sliding back into Gnollish? Nolven?
Gnoll is good enough.
Norwegian?
I like that. Norwegian. That's good.
Does it respond?
It looks up at you and says, and it's kind of a low tone, "Where are you from?"
North. Across the sea. Where are you from?
South.
Cross the ice.
What's it saying, Grimes?
He
Were
says
you
he's
in
from
the
the south.
the thing
Right.
in the water? The big
thing?
brown thing with the white squares.
The ship. Yes, that is how we came. Have you not seen one of those before?
He chooses not to reply.
Yes.
Ask it where in the south.
Where does your tribe live?
What happened to the rest of my brothers and sisters?
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
There were 7 of us before you rained down on us.
That was all of them? There's no brothers and sisters back at camp? Back at your fort?
There are more. But what happened to those that were with me?
Some lived.
His head slumps a little.
Some died. It is the way of the world.
He hangs his head, kind of in a state
I
of
think
sadness.
He's like sitting cross-legged on the ground now. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's like
right?
slowly gotten up, so he's sitting cross-legged. I think his hands are probably still tied behind his back into a bedpost or something, so he can't really move around.
He seems somewhat crestfallen about the death of his brothers and sisters.
Seems even beasts can feel emotion.
I shrug.
Did you find out where its camp is? And how many there are?
Said there were more, not specific. He seemed most concerned with the 7. How many? So those 7 you were with, those are your brothers and sisters? Those are your brothers and sisters.
Members of my pack, yes. And
at home, there are more. You have seen our home. I like gesture around to the room that we're in.
It's very small.
You have seen. I nod. You have seen my pack. I look sideways at Yarmir, like, inspecting his own ass crack with a mirror. Tell me of yours, and I'll sit down across from him.
He launches into a long story. I'm just going to copy and paste it to you. And he goes on, and you'll just have to shorten it or recap it for the rest of the people.
Sure. Can you make some barky noises while I read through this? Or do you want to tell the rest of the...
No, I'm going to have conversations with everyone else while you're reading it.
Right.
So they're having this discussion. Grimes is clearly getting this story from this Gnoll. And I think Yormir finishes inspecting his tattoos and memorizing, or whatever he's doing, and kind of snaps out of his trance.
Seems like he's talking.
Oh, good. I did not realize he was awake, as I shrug on my heavy coat. What have we learned so far?
It's from a fort to the south, and there's more than the ones we fought.
I thought we might have as much. Stories of Gnolls tell that they are primitive societies, but pack animals through and through. They are also fiercely loyal to their packs. I imagine it will be hard to extract information about friends, his pack, without some compromise. Perhaps it would be wise when Ryan is, or I mean, I do not know who Ryan is. What am I saying? When Grimes finishes extracting whatever this is to find their enemies, perhaps they would be more obliged to help us if, or at least let us know their location so we can backstab them if we deal with their enemies first.
They might know where the kobolds are around here. That's a good point.
Also, I think it is in best interest to see if he will serve as guide. It would be very nice to know of local places nearby to Fort where we can find quick and easy shelter, perhaps food if necessary, whatever survival needs. Elf Ferris, you are survivalist, no? What type of thing do we need find?
Sorry, can you say, what are you looking for again?
Okay, so like survival skills, right? Like I said, shelter, perhaps like places where like food might be in there. Like what else do we need survival-wise from this gnoll? Because I feel like this is an invaluable resource to expand our potential knowledge of the area.
Probably like, because I don't think we know necessarily what good means of subsistence are, especially if we're out. If we want to like extend our expeditions out, right? I'm talking to Neal here, I guess, because I'm not quite sure myself. We probably need to know like the kinds of things we can hunt and what we can live off of, like what's safe to eat, what isn't safe to eat, what's realistic for rations down south.
Yeah, I think about now is when the Gnoll finishes out his story to Grimes.
I stand up and turn and like rejoin the party. Well, from my estimation, there are likely several dozen gnolls in the region, fragmented amongst various tribes. At one point, they were all one tribe of maybe 45, but they have since fractured and war amongst themselves. He alluded to a great wall in the south. I don't know what he means by this. Perhaps some human structure.
That sounds interesting.
Before the wall, you mentioned a war between the gnolls.
Hey, hold up. I do not believe it is human structure. Gnolls are primitive. They probably do not understand the idea of construction as much as they do natural occurrences. Could you find out if it is perhaps mountain or large natural formation before we assume it is civilization?
And how far south, Grimes, if you can?
Yeah. All right, bud. What is this gnoll's name? Did he give
Gnash.
One? Gnash.
Kevin Nash.
So Gnash, this great wall you speak of, it is built by men or nature? Mountains?
Not built by the horsemen, no.
Horsemen? There were horsemen here?
Long, long ago. Before the Great Frost. And then, kind of without provocation, he launches into another story without,
This gnoll's turning out to be pretty useful.
Yeah.
The gnoll goes on and on about something. Just kind of this barking, growling noise in the background.
So, this guy belonged to a large pack of gnolls, about 45, you said? And then they split? Is that what I heard, or am I making things up?
Yeah, so, 45.
War between the gnolls could be used to our advantage.
So 45 was the whole pack in the region. At this point, they're fractured, warring amongst themselves. They've probably been reduced to far less than that number.
Okay.
Especially with the ones that we've slain.
It sounds like his pack is all but defeated then. They'll
Well,
probably be conquered by one of their other packs.
Well, let's consider this. Should we help his tribe in gaining control and dominating the other packs, we'd have an ally here in the frozen wastes. We could potentially use their village as shelter. They might take us in.
This is good idea, almost as if was suggested before.
I'm worried about empowering these gnolls and bringing them back together.
Yes, they hold quite a grudge against the horsemen, they call them. I think the men who ruled over this land.
Grimes, ask it
Before
about the
the frost.
kobolds that have been attacking the fort. If he can lead us to them, perhaps we can set him free.
Gnash, are there any lesser beasts in these lands that you and your people rule over? Kobolds,
Pack rats.
perhaps. Pack rats.
Kobold.
Oh,
He
you
says,
can-
kind of recognizing, maybe it's an old word in his language. He kind of nods with a familiarity, but not quite a certainty.
Nice.
Kobolds, pack rats.
Gnash, will you show us where these pack rats live? Would you like to hunt pack rats with me and my tribe?
They live everywhere. Many burrows hidden. They disappear as quickly as they show up.
Could you take us to one of these burrows, or they move, they shift with the snow?
He kind of nods. They move. They have many burrows. You never know where they are at any given moment. They just kind of show up out of nowhere, assaulting small patrols. Cowardly creatures. Moment that things turn against them, they scatter and flee. But fast and small.
Well, Gnash, what are we going to do with you?
Let me go. Free me.
I translate this for the party.
We can't just let him go for nothing if he can take us to the kobolds.
I think it's very reasonable to consider setting free. I agree we probably need more help, but if we can somehow create ally out of this, perhaps this would be best for Fort, even if it's tenuous ally.
I agree with the tattooed one.
You'd have us make an ally out of violent creatures such as these. How could we ever trust them?
We
I
live
don't
in
know.
violent-
How could I ever trust you, William? You're only human after all.
I don't believe you really do.
And yet here I am, living amongst you. You learn to live with it.
I propose this, William. Is not ally of great trust and friendship, but one of convenience. We live in violent time, in violent place, where weather and wind and famine are as likely to claim life as blade. As much use as we can get from them, the less likely we are to die of non-warring ways.
We'd be putting ourselves in great danger attacking a pack of 12 Gnolls. For what? Surely anything we need from him we can get now.
Well, perhaps if you pull your weight a little bit more in the next fight, it shouldn't be too difficult. We handled a larger force with me doing most of the work.
I stand back up.
Watch
So-
the sus.
It seems the reason they have ventured to this great wall in the south is in search of human treasure.
Ah,
He tells
Okay.
me, he speaks of steel that they've brought back from this great wall.
now that does sound interesting. Perhaps he could show us to the wall.
I'm still not clear on this wall. Did it sound like a mountain, Neal? Is there a mountain range?
You
Or-
have the information you have. If you'd like to ask him questions to clarify, you may.
Can you find out how many days away it is?
All right, Gnash, how far is the Great Wall from here? How many suns?
Depends on weather.
What?
He gives you a rough estimate of maybe 80 miles.
He doesn't do it
80
in like
miles.
days.
No, he gives
Okay.
you a mileage.
So that's
Yes.
what, like 5 or 6 days?
Depends on the weather, man. If
No,
it's
in calm weather, we're maybe doing like 10 miles a day, I think. If it gets worse, no, that's quite a trek.
Probably too far to go without better gear and shelter along the way.
Some
Yeah,
kind
you
of
do-
sled that we could pull. If we get a sled, we can pull much more in terms of rations with us.
right. So this is a conversation that I was having earlier this week With regards to snow technology, things like snowshoes, sleds, skis, dog sleds, that sort of thing. You guys come from an area that doesn't know snow. You don't get snow in the winters. Maybe your mountaintops get a little bit of snow on them occasionally, but most snow-based technology is something that hasn't been invented yet. Clearly, you guys understand the concept of dragging. Like, if you toss your shit on your shield and haul it behind you, it's easier than carrying it on your back. But building, like, good winter running sleds is going to be something that's beyond you until it gets invented in somehow. And the process to invent those sorts of things will rely on the services that you bring to Caledonia. If you can bring in a carpenter or a blacksmith or someone who is adept at building things for you, they can come up with new gear, which we would recognize as like a sled or a sleigh, or maybe even like a dog team with your sleigh.
Do they really not know about, like, aren't sleds fairly basic technology? It's basically like a cart, except it's
but you use like, you know, runners instead of wheels. Yeah. But in an area that has never seen snow, like you would never use a sleigh in the grasslands or in mountains, right? It just it's a concept that is foreign to you because you've never been in snow, except for you, Ferris. You're the only person who's ever spent time in snow.
We don't know snow, but we are in a land where there are multiple intelligent civilizations that are living day to day in snow. We can pilfer that technology, right?
Yes.
Rather than try to invent a sleigh, which I think is a little silly.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go kill some kobolds and steal their technology, right? Kobolds are weak. They're not physically strong. They have to be able to survive. They have to be able to carry gear around. They're going to have ways to move faster to carry their gear. Let's go steal the, like, enemy technology. Let's
I can work with that.
It's not...
Yeah, my big concern was how... Because if we know that technology, but our characters don't, there's no organic way to discover it. But if we literally steal and pilfer the technology, like we get technology like loot, I can work with that.
You can get technology like loot, and there, as you bring in wealth, you can upgrade your forts, you can bring in carpenters, blacksmiths, all sorts of things. Yeah. And those people with those expertise, when they come here, will be able to invent new technologies to help you. So,
but seriously, like a sled or skis to move around quickly, like that shit will be in these, like, intelligent civilizations that have lived their whole lives in the snow will not have figured that out.
Will not have survived by not knowing how
sleds work. But the point is, we'll need an expert carpenter to construct that, or
you can steal
it from the kobolds.
Right.
I think you're overestimating these kobolds.
I don't think so. Okay, then we'll steal it from the Gnolls who have low to average intelligence, right?
Yeah. Honestly, this Gnoll might know something about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
we still need to rest.
Hold on. Grimes, ask this Gnoll. His tribe travels great distances, right? Further than we do.
Yes,
how do they do it? What do they subsist on? How do they carry their supplies with them? What do they subsist on, I guess, to be the big... Because they didn't have anything that they were, like, dragging around with them, right? So they must travel light.
Gnash, tell me how your tribe rules this tundra. How do you range the land? How do you move quickly? What do you eat?
He starts talking to you about the birds and the caribou that live here. There's a lot of seals around that make for...
I'll translate this as it comes up to Ferris.
He talks about the natural creatures that are here. It's mostly birds, caribou, seals.
And I get the impression that they move on foot. Like, he wasn't wearing snowshoes when we brought them in, right?
Right. He says his pack moves on foot, but he does mention a word that you are unfamiliar with as a means of transportation. The southern pack uses. He considers himself part of the northern pack, but he has mentioned that the southern pack has...
Pack is the word we're looking for in that.
Yeah. The southern tribe has... So the southern pack has these things that they use?
Is this... Bokassa pack? Bokassa's pack?
He nods. Bokassa.
They ride... Are these beasts?
Trees. They ride trees.
Baseline. So Musa is your chief, your...
Musa's top dog.
Musa Alpha. That's...
So this is all. I assume you're translating this more or less.
More or less, yeah.
Who is Bokassa?
I stand
Leader
up back
of
of
the-
this lead. Bokassa is a fierce Gnoll in the south, the kinslayer who broke their pack asunder. He is an enemy to this one, and not our prisoner on the floor. If we do run in with Gnash's pack again, perhaps we may broker a deal. If we offer to help them defeat their enemies in the south, they may be able to forgive the slaughter of yesterday.
Perhaps trade. If Gnash and remaining pack assists us in finding and eliminating kobold threat to fort, we then assist him and pack in eliminating Bokassa Kinslayer.
Do you translate about the thing that they use to transport?
Yeah.
Because maybe that, we could go down there and kill them and take whatever they're using to transport, and then at the same time be helping this Gnoll out.
Do we really want to bring these packs back into it? I mean, why not just go down and
we just go on
slay this Bokassa and take his steel and his sled?
Why not make an ally of these people? Could do to have more friends here in the south.
If we're going to go fight this thing, I'd rather. I mean, one is maybe alright, but if there's more of them than us, then things could go sour if the battle takes a turn.
Let's be honest here, Grimes. In the 20 minutes we've been speaking to this Gnoll, he's already made himself a more worthwhile character than this harpy of a requisition officer.
It's true.
Corporal Alicia is a gorgeous woman. Do not speak so ill.
The truth is
I
somewhere
hear
in
harpies are all quite good looking. That's how they catch you.
Harpy. Hold on, let me visit folklore and brain. Yes, Harpy is good looking. Never mind. She does not screech like Harpy, however.
Are you sure about that? I've talked to her a few times. Screeching seemed to be the norm of our conversations. But I'll take your word for it, tattooed one.
Did Gnash grunt something?
No, but his eyes are starting to close. He looks like he's been exhausted by this communication effort with you. He's on the edge of death's doorstep anyway, so this conversation is kind of tired.
I'll begin administering medicine and cleaning him up as best I can.
Okay.
Grimes, why don't we offer to bring Gnash with us to fight this Bokassa or whatever his name is?
Well, I think we should. I mean, Gnash is just a grunt. We should speak with this Musa.
You think?
I agree.
Gnash is alpha.
Might as well make the offer to the whole tribe rather than go. I find that when you secure payment for the job before you do the job, people are more likely to cough up after it's been done.
So, reading between the lines, I think we butchered the majority of Gnash's tribe.
Yeah.
In fact, I look back to Gnash somewhat sympathetically. Musa may have been the big one you slew the other day to Ferris.
Gnash is licking Yaromir's hand as he attends to his wounds.
I scratch him behind the ears.
Does that make me the new Musa? Can there only be one?
Were there any did you notice any distinguishing characteristics of that?
Other than his size? Did I notice anything, Neal?
Did he have a weapon?
Give me a charisma check, Sean. See if you can pick up any details.
That's a great stat for me. 26.
Yeah. There's something about him. Maybe it was he had a purple spot on his neck. Everyone else is like, maybe white with brown spots, but he had like a slightly purple mark.
I say he carried the same pompous stride as William does. Would not surprise me to find out he's their leader.
I kneel beside Yaromir and next to Gnash. I give Gnash a little scratch on the chin. Gnash, is Musa, pack leader, he have a purple patch on neck?
He shakes his head. No.
Was Musa with you yesterday?
He shakes his head.
No.
All right.
Well.
Musa with the rest of pack.
All right. Well, look, I still need a few more days to recover.
Yeah.
Why don't you continue your discussions with Gnash, and we'll head out to his pack, and then plan to help them conquer the other pack with the transportation items, and maybe we can make an ally so that we can spend a night there to recover if we need to in the future.
You wish to bed amongst dogs.
Well, I don't see what much else they would be for use. They would be for us, but they have shelter.
Very well then.
I pull out needle and thread and I look at you, Grimes, and I'm like, tell him this will only hurt a little bit. Now we can zone.
The Gnoll doesn't seem to care too much.
Either way, we need to rest up until William is strong again. And I believe it would behoove us to let this Gnoll heal up as well. Wouldn't do us good to have him die on the journey.
Agreed. So let's, I'll get back to sleep.
Smells like a wet dog in here. I'm gonna get some fresh air.
Apologies, have not had chance to shower.
Okay. Well, let's keep the game rolling then. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do in the next 4 days of downtime?
Yeah. Has anyone around the fort heard of the Great Wall?
Nope.
Is that
you ask around and no one knows what the hell this Great Wall is.
They tell you it's a kind of good movie that's a little overblown.
So if I stand on the the southern wall and look out as far as I can see, what do my elf eyes see, Neal?
There's no southern wall, right? This is you'd climb up the watchtower, likely.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Is that correct, Neal? There's no wall. There's no.
There's
way
a
to
wall
walk
around the
walls.
fort. There's a palisade wall.
I can see out to the mountains, right?
Is there a?
I mean, the watchtower is the place to look from. It's the best place to see from.
Okay.
So this is what you can see. You
Can
can
we not see
forest.
mountains in the distance?
Yeah, actually that's true. You would be able to see mountains in the distance. Let me reveal a patch of mountain to you.
Is the weather, like, quote-unquote calm today? Do we have any way of knowing that?
The weather is light today.
Light.
Light, yeah.
Okay.
The Great Wall is a far way away.
I'm just trying to figure out how the weather may or may not affect visibility, right? Because it was much worse last time. Yesterday.
Yeah, the stronger the winds, the worse the weather, the lower the visibility. Today's a light day, so there's some decent wind, maybe a little bit of snow blowing through it, but it's mostly kind of empty wind right now. Everything was wet from the previous days, so it's all sticking to the ground. Yeah.
How many years ago? Oh,
How many years?
how long ago was this land plunged into? I guess that's like 1,500 years ago.
1509. Right? Your
So
calendar starts from the date of the apocalypse, which when
So-
Caledonia froze over and Arcadia split apart.
So these horsemen that Gnash was talking about were people 1,500 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
1509 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, should we skip ahead the 4 days and then head out?
Sure. I think in the 4 days we have something to do with Yoromir, yeah.
Yes, so I continue administrating medicine as much as possible, and I spend the rest of my time in, like, meditation and contemplation of my many tattoos. And so the first day, I spend quite a bit of time looking at my leg, and there's this constellation of arcane tattoos that twist and turn. And if you look at them just right, they kind of seem to coalesce into a jackrabbit leaping off your left foot and up your shin. I attempt to master the arcane secrets of this tattoo.
That's tattoo number 31, right?
That is tattoo number 31, yes.
Okay. So, you are going to spend a day doing this. Give me a check, a spell learning check to see if you can learn it.
All right.
And then if it is of an appropriate level and you can learn it, then it is yours.
Perfect. So that is a pass.
Then yes, you do learn the spell. I'm just going to add it to your list by putting it...
Is it jump? No? Okay.
That is day 1. You have 3 more attempts.
So the next day, I get my mirror out so I can get a really good look. And I want to look at, on the top of my head, there's a constellation of tattoos that kind of form this odd circle cap that's been shaded by short lines on top of my head in this constellation. I would like to spend the next day learning or contemplating that one.
That's tattoo 28.
Yes, it is.
Give me a learning check.
That is a pass.
That is a pass, but you do not learn the spell. I'm gonna mark it with tried and failed.
Okay.
Isn't it a higher level than you can learn?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not actually know what the spells are that you're learning?
If you ask me, I can tell you.
No, but I mean, like, when you choose to learn them, do you not know what it is?
No.
That's cool. So
Yeah,
Neal,
it is. No, this system is fucking awesome.
Okay,
There was another one I wanted. Where was it?
Could you still learn spells from a spell book if you found one?
We'll deal with that later. Why don't we let that be future problem?
So this is day 3 of 4. The last one, or the one I want is tattoo 11. There's a constellation of arcane glyphs that form kind of a light shining through a prism and splitting apart on my left thigh.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a roll.
That is also a pass.
And a fail.
Damn.
Okay.
Have you got one of a pocket with some sand in it? Because that's probably a good one.
You're gonna want to, Neal. You're gonna want to hide that again and put the X and try.
Oh, whoops! I put the X in the wrong one. Whoops.
Yeah, I'll do my best to forget that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the last day, I just choose a random one.
Okay. Roll me a D44.
Absolutely. Spell number 20.
You have already tried spell number 20.
Why don't we go spell number 21 then, since it's the next one I haven't tried.
Okay, and make me a D100.
Absolutely. That is also a pass.
Okay, and that is also a spell that you fail.
Okay, cool.
But it only takes a day, though.
Yeah,
right.
1 day per spell, regardless of spell level. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. All right, can I heal myself back up to 19, Neal?
Yep.
All right.
This is the 25th is the last day that you guys are resting and healing. And it's another light day out there. Really calm and peaceful weather. And is there anything else you guys would like to do in the fort before you're all fully rested and able to head out again?
I think just sort of make sure that the Gnoll knows the plan.
What is the plan? Let's make sure the Gnoll knows the plan.
I think let's just meet up with this. I guess Grimes is the one who can talk to him. So
at some point in the next days, I will bring him into the plan. I will tell him that my my pack is intrigued at these tales of Bokassa the Kinslayer and the curse that he has brought upon these lands, and that would be interesting in helping.
You will help kill Bokassa?
We may be interested in helping kill Bokassa. We
yes.
want to.
You strange flat faces from far away with your. He looks at your to your weapons at your side. Your strange metals, so sharp, so strong.
How's the weather on this day, Neal?
This is the next day, the day after you've healed, you mean?
Do I have to spend the... Yeah,
the day that you are ready to head out is light weather.
Okay.
So Gnash, do you think that Musa would be interested in this arrangement? Would he be amenable to some sort of temporary alliance? If we are willing to...
I will show you to Bokassa.
Bokassa?
I will show you to Bokassa.
He says he'll... Okay.
So are we just going straight there without...
Well, I propose trade. I propose he show us kobold. Play them. In exchange for help with kobolds, we will fight and kill Bokassa.
So I don't think he knows where the kobolds are. They pop in and out of the snow like a whack-a-mole, whack a snowball.
What other trade would be good for us? What do we need? Shelter?
with his tribe. Shelter, yes.
Ask him for good place to hide from great powerful ice storm. And if he shows us good place where we can have good shelter, in exchange, we will fight and kill Bokassa. This will help us range farther and deeper into a frontier of Frozen.
I think the reward is that he'll show us where the wall is once we've dealt with Bokassa.
Well, we will know that anyway, no?
I don't think so.
Grimes is leaning back, letting the party bicker, and not translating much of this because there doesn't seem to be a consensus. I'll chime in. So
that would be if he can find a shelter to the south, that would be an acceptable arrangement.
Do you know of a shelter to the south on the way to Bokassa? If the weather picks up, we need to take shelter from the storm. Is there a cave?
He seems hesitant to answer your question, but he slowly nods.
Are these things secret?
There is shelter. Cave by the sea.
Is this where your tribe hides?
He shakes his head.
Hides?
No.
Is there danger?
No.
Let's just get on the road towards his tribe. If he can show us this cave on the way, then that's a benefit. But I think I want to be doing something. And right now, this is the best lead we've got. We are here to find old treasure and old human settlements after all, and this is the first lead.
I don't know if he's taking us to his tribe. I think he wants to lead us to his kinslayer.
I will say, Gnolls known for being very, very sanctity of pack, fiercely loyal. It is perhaps possible he fears we wish to slay pack.
I agree.
Wait for that.
Let's just go straight to this Bokassa with this Gnoll, and kill them, and then see where we are after that.
Sure. I want to stop by this cave of his on the way, though. We do. If it's so far away to reach Bokassa, we need some sort of shelter to take.
I should begin filling out requisition forms for supply. How many days supply we need?
It's a good question.
Neal,
actually,
question,
looking at the watchtower, I assume we're setting out tomorrow from when this conversation is happening?
This is probably that early morning. You could set out today if you wanted.
So I want to look and see what the weather's going to be like today.
All right, it is light weather today. Give me a survival check and see if you can't get a forecast of the future.
What is that again? Is it perception?
It's probably willpower or something, because it's more than just weather foretelling, right?
Let me check.
It's all survival put together, so it's probably will.
Efficiencies.
Survival. Should be on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I probably wrote it down.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I've got 12 in that, so I believe it's probably wisdom
it's
plus
intelligence based. Intelligence 0. Look at that.
Oh, that makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so give me an int check.
17 is a fail.
So you're looking at the weather out there, and you can see off over the sea there's some chop. There's a lot of whitecaps coming up, but if you look out over the land, you can see the overcast clouds kind of breaking up. So you're getting mixed signals. So you're not sure whether it's going to get worse or better or remain the same.
Okay. I'll tell that the weather is uncertain at this point. Could go either way.
How far is it?
If we're going to set out, now is a good time to start.
I would like to cast an omen reading before we go.
Ooh. Okay. Tell us again what you used to cast
with my bones and sticks that are intricately carved, and I cast them and I ask into the arcane void. Will we reach the Gnolls without weather issue?
And it's a yes/no question, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's a question about a general course of action, and one of the things that you said is like, should we try to attack or wait for the next raid, which is fairly specific. So if I fail, I get an inconclusive or a false answer on a natural 1. If I succeed, I get a vague answer based on your assessment. And then like anything in between is just kind of like the DM giving me whatever he feels like.
Sure. Sure. Let me just do some quick math here.
Omen reading for me is wisdom -2, so I get a plus 12 to it.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a check.
You make it in secret.
Oh, right. Good call. Okay. let me take you off of this page for a quick moment so I can do some calculations in secret.
I think I'm going around gathering our supplies.
Oh, sorry. Your omen reading tells you that the weather will not be your problem.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Excellent.
So let's.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I was going to ask Grimes if you know how many days it is to Gnash's or to this Bukasa.
yeah, I was going to ask. So, Gnash, how far is Bukasa's pack? How far will you take us?
I will take you all the way. If
How
you
many
can
days?
slay him. Many. 30, 40 miles.
Take that miles. Okay.
If we go
Okay.
overland directly, it is faster, but we run into their territory sooner. If we go along the coast, it is slower, but less likely to be spotted.
What has better hunting?
I don't. Better hunting. Oh, interesting. Where are
You
the?
need to find the pelt for requisition officer. We'll make her happy.
Let's go along the coast then, and we can kill some seals along the way.
Yeah, I translate between Gnash and the party. This bit about
Alright.
the coast versus the overland.
He tells you
how-
seals on the coast have, there's seals on the coast, there's caribou inland, but the caribou are less likely to be found than the seals. The seals are the more
Okay.
predictable food source.
Coast sounds good to me.
I'm sick
How-
and tired of sitting in this room. Let's get going.
How far is the cave? Halfway? 1 day?
Most of the way.
All right.
That's good.
Sounds
That's
good.
That means it's farther out for ranging.
All right, let's get going.
Can we requisition maybe a week's worth of rations?
Yeah, well, I want to know the exact amount of rations that you guys have on you.
We need enough to get there and back. So if we estimate that it's a week travel there, then we need 2 weeks of rations.
I think the goal is also
To eat
2
the
weeks should be
seals.
good. I think 2 weeks is good because we also plan to live off of not just eating rations. So 2 weeks is good as like an emergency stock.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is, 28 pounds of food per person?
Yes.
I can't carry that much. I would like, I don't know. Let's see. I'll carry 7 pounds myself.
I think there's a
If I
chance
can
we're
go.
going to be traveling lightly encumbered no matter what we do.
Yeah, because I can't even carry 28 pounds without becoming lightly encumbered.
Yeah.
If
So
you
I
wish
think
to
we're
be lightly encumbered, I can carry 9 more pounds.
I can carry all 14 days for myself while being lightly encumbered, and I can carry another 5 days for Greg while still being lightly encumbered.
I can carry 55 pounds worth of food without becoming lightly encumbered.
Jesus.
Without
Sorry,
becoming?
No. Without becoming.
While being
Yeah,
lightly
I can do
okay.
37 if we're doing light encumbrance.
Alright,
we
so
can-
let's do
The
that.
chat brings up a great point. We need food for the Gnoll too.
He can eat seals.
He can also carry his own food.
Yeah.
He doesn't
yeah.
have a pack to carry. Oh, I guess he's
if we
got
can-
a pack
if we-
with him, yeah.
He can carry all of our food. I don't
Can
know
he
the
carry
strength,
all?
but
He probably could.
he's probably got 16 strength and no gear.
That's just like what he's wearing to not freeze to death. If he's wearing any like hides.
He's got hides on him to not freeze.
Yeah.
They're kind of
So,
heavy,
but he doesn't have any like tools or anything. So yeah, he could probably just carry more of the food.
Okay. He had a pack on him when you guys fought him and his people. So unless you left the pack behind, which I don't see why you would, he has a pack that he can throw stuff in.
Great.
Awesome.
So I can carry 25 days worth of rations and not be worse than lightly encumbered.
Okay.
I think the
Carry
goal is
25
let's see if we can
days.
carry. We want 14 days per person.
Yeah.
Okay, so 14 times, or sorry, it'd be 28 pounds per person. So 28
Oh,
times
if I
5.
get rid of the 1100 copper, I'm actually better than I thought. I can actually carry 7.8 pounds. And
Okay,
get-
we need to carry 140 pounds in total, in terms of food.
Oh yeah, I can carry well more now that I've got rid of the copper.
Okay.
How much
yeah,
can
I
the
should
Gnoll
probably
carry,
drop my
Neal?
gold too.
Because I can be not encumbered at all and carry 20 days.
He can probably carry 70 pounds before being encumbered.
So then that's enough, right?
So, but
Yeah,
35
we need
is
140
armor,
pounds
so
in
he-
total.
Oh, okay.
If our goal is to not be encumbered, how much can everybody carry before encumbrance? I can carry 10 more pounds.
7.8 pounds.
Minus 7.8.
Minus 40.
Minus 40. How much can the Gnoll carry, Neal?
I am
70.
somewhere
So
around there. I'm looking up the exact numbers right now.
Okay, how much more can you carry, Grimes?
I can carry 7 pounds without being encumbered.
7. Okay.
The Gnoll can probably do 35, I would guess. So
Okay, so we're going to be lightly encumbered. It's gonna happen.
How short are we?
40.2 pounds if we assume 35 for him. So we'll be lightly encumbered.
how many days are we talking here? How many?
But if we're lightly encumbered, we need more days, right?
No, it's fine. Like I think we're going to find some food along the coast, and if we find literally nothing, we can always turn back.
All right. Well, I'll carry 30 days worth then.
Okay.
Okay.
I will. Yeah. I think. Do you want to like measure all this up, Neal? But there's 40.2 pounds left over once we're at the point where everybody's just under encumbrance.
Yeah, I think we can.
And I'm pretty sure like we should be fine. Like we can have the rest.
That's
should be
fine.
carried.
I just need to know exactly who's carrying how many supplies, so in case things go bad, we have an exact count of supplies.
Okay, I know how much supplies we're gonna have. We're gonna have 14 days per person, which would mean we'd have 70 man days of rations.
The Gnoll can carry 35 pounds of supplies.
Okay, I did assume that. So
Right.
what I'm saying is, do you want us to like track who has exactly how much?
Yes.
That's what he
Yes,
said.
I don't think this group thing is crazy. We should just who's got how much.
Yeah, who's got how many pounds of supplies?
Right.
Okay.
Can I requisition 2 weeks worth of rations?
Yes, you can requisition rations without forms.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can just carry my own, and then I can carry some for Greg because I know he's
Well,
strength starved.
I can. Are we going into light encumbrance?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then that means I can carry 29 minus 12.2. I can carry 16.8 pounds.
Okay. Just
So
mark.
Let's
Everyone put however much you can carry, and then we'll just
Well-
figure out how much we have left over.
Measure it in days, right? So, Greg, you can carry 8 days.
okay,
Yeah, I've got 30 days. The Gnoll's got 17 days.
Hold on, you've got 30 days, Nick?
Yeah.
It's 30 minus 14. How many days do you have, Greg?
I have 8.
8. How many do you have, Grimes?
You muted.
I have 14. I've got my
Okay,
own
so we have
rations.
4 days left that we need.
All right.
And I can carry,
that.
or I
carry-
cannot carry those. So yeah.
I can carry those. So give me 34 days.
Okay.
So you
Right.
guys have requisitioned how many days of rations?
70 man days of rations, so 14 days per person
Okay.
for 5 people.
Okay. And the Gnoll's carrying 35 pounds of weight. You guys are carrying the rest of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
the lion's share of our rations is about half of it is being carried by William.
So,
Yeah.
so the Gnoll is unencumbered, while all of us
Yes.
are encumbered. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
All of us are 2/3 move.
Well, the Gnoll can carry. Well, fuck it. Let's go. Let's just. If he tries to run, we'll just kill him.
Yeah, I can shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to take a break before we come into our last chapter for today. So we'll see you guys on the other side of our break, and we'll check in with either Yaromir or Ferris to see what's going through their head on our return. See you guys on the other side.